Welcome to the You Heard podcast with your hosts, Ben, Joe, and CP. We're here to cover everything related to Miami Hurricanes football, from hot topics to pre- and post-game analysis.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. We'll talk about it.
No, let's talk about that right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate this. I'm saying, like,
I mean, what did you say? What are we talking about, man?
Get into our topic.
I feel keeping it a buck.
You heard?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let them know, Joey. Let them know. Let them know what the slogan is, man. Everybody freaking out.
Oh,
In 10 minutes, fine.
Come on, man. Y'all ain't learned yet. Y'all ain't learned yet. I don't get it, man. I don't get it, man.
Let them know. Talk to
yet.
Talk to
get it, man. What are we talking about here, man? I mean, come on, man.
I don't. It seems like not a lot of people figured out, you know what I'm saying, that it's in December when it matters, man. Regardless of what happens, we try to tell y'all, look, we were excited about the Drake stubs. That recruitment continues. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them know till they sign that it's all love here. If DJ Pickett in about 9 minutes, wherever he decides to go, the recruitment doesn't stop one way or the other, man. It's not over. First of all, I just want to appreciate for a second and just say that thank you for figuring out your lighting, fam. I am thankful. You know what I'm saying? You figured out how to wear a white shirt on the show.
Without my boy's help, you know what I mean? He usually be guiding me. You know, I actually looked up some stuff today. I was like, yo, how do I get this lighting right, man? Because, you know, they disrespected my darkness. You know what I mean? They really disrespected my darkness, man. So,
Listen,
you know, I had to adjust some light, and then we all good now, I think, you know.
Yeah, man. CB in the building. So CB in the chat. He's always in the chat, but the verbals do matter, of course. It's not the constant stone until December. This is we have this this is a chicken of the egg conversation that we have in the chat all the time.
Yeah. How we do it, man. We I mean, I think CB thinks for optics, you know, they do matter. Right. But a situation like last year, when at this time we ain't have no D lineman. No D lineman.
Not a single one.
I don't think
not a single one. No.
Not a single one. You know what I mean? And then by December, we got arguably the best D-line class in the country. You know what I mean? So I get that it could matter for optics. I think it matters more for a quarterback, maybe. You know what I mean? If you get your quarterback early, he can recruit or something like this. I get what you're saying with something like this because DJ Pickett is the #1 player in the state of Florida. So it does look like they still can't bag their #1 in their state, you know. But for us and for the staff, all that matters is December is when he signs, man. Like, who does that? And I'm gonna ask the chat, man, and ask you, Ben, who looks worse in December? Like, let's say DJ Pickett verbals now to Oregon. And in December, he signs to Miami. Does Miami look bad or does Oregon look bad? Like,
Oregon is whatever school, right? The other school looks worse because you have to close. You have to be a closer. Like, the graphics are what they are, and the commit and the verbals do matter for records. You got to flip that, and not every player is going to be a flip. But yeah, it looks worse if you were the school that got flipped. Because it shows that you could have closed, you know what I'm saying? Like Florida State last year, right? Top 4 classes in the country got straight clapped up. You know what I mean? And when it came down to closing time, that looks bad, regardless of how they spin it. And it was this, it was no. Like, it showed that you weren't worthy of closing the deal. Like a July graphic, a July video, a July anything doesn't mean shit if you don't get their signature in December. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't, man. Like because we know one thing. Look, Justin Scott doesn't come here if the pursuit didn't stay consistent and real, right? Not fake, not let me sell you on everything Miami is. Look, let me show you who we are. Watch the clip of DJ Pickett's pops talking about like Miami just showed us what Miami is without the party side of it. You know what I mean? Like, and you talk about that all the time. You got to know the players. You got to know who you're recruiting. Right, so maybe that works, maybe that didn't. Maybe like we don't know what it is at the end of the day, right? Only that family does. There is a case by case basis, yeah. But if you're the school that got flipped, it looks bad. Yeah, and
And I can't. And I've always I've always thought it was overblown when in recruiting when they say somebody can't recruit or whatever. Okay, you have coaches and staffs and player and teams that just mess up. They just mess up the recruiting. But if you have a staff like and not saying Miami staff hasn't messed up some things. CB can, if I get CB on to talk about the shit that got messed up, he will lose his mind. But for the most part, in this situation, you can't tell me Miami ain't do everything possible, and empty the whole clip to get DJ Pickett. And if he goes somewhere else, what can you say, son? Like, what can you say? How can you say that's somebody's fault? He just wanted to go somewhere else. What? Yeah. I mean, what?
Sometimes it happens.
I mean, what?
Yeah, you gotta like it just happens. You gotta be okay with it, man. Like us as fans, though, right? Like, because we look at the end of the day, like we tweet out, talk on a show, whatever, about till we're blue in the face. What we say kind of matters. You know what I mean? Like, because fans and players and families do see that. Like, if we're crazy negative, which is why I say we say all the time, don't do that, man. That's why I put like, fam, it's not about panicking now. Saying fucking we don't like, it's not about any of that stuff, man. Like, you gotta be rational, and you gotta be a grown-up about it. Like, these are 17, 18, 16-year-old kids at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Robert, don't play, Robert, listen, man. Stop playing, Robert.
Robert's never been in the chat before, so I don't know if he's real or not. If I'm being honest.
Right.
Robert M. I don't recognize the name. CB's in the building. Winston Stone is in the building. Anthony Manzano is in the building. Hey, man, let me know anybody in the chat who's coming out to the Lex Flow watch party out in Orlando, man, because we're gonna be in the building. I will be right at 7. Should I just pop it on? Hey, somebody in the chat, drop the link for. Is this it? Let's see.
Dad, Gabby's saying it's gonna be LSU. Per Gabby, he thinks it's LSU now.
That'd be crazy.
That would be.
At the end of the day, I feel like nobody knows, right? Because it was Oregon all day, and then LSU comes out of nowhere. Maybe they're trying to flip it back because we might be getting Jabari tomorrow at the right. That's tomorrow's day.
Yeah, everybody putting in crystal balls for LSU now.
Man, flipped them at the end.
Wow.
I don't know how to. All right, he's live right now.
You got it up or no?
Go.
All right, we're gonna try to set.
Here we go.
Josh.
Can y'all hear it?
Hello.
Hey, give a thumbs up
We gotta go
if
turn
you
it
can
up
hear
again.
it.
Yeah.
Got the duck right there in the front. Let's see what's about to happen.
So we tried turning the Bluetooth back on for the surround sound for everyone else, and Coach had turned this stuff down. We still got 2 minutes though. So.
All right, so we're good.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now because it's off. Just no one else can hear you right now. But Coach is.
So we are in one. Okay, we're gonna start the 2-minute countdown.
Okay.
You guys good?
That must be 24/7.
So if it's LSU, do we feel any different? Do we feel better?
Nothing changes for me.
Yeah.
Nothing changes for me. Brian Kelly and no closer, dog.
No.
Taking the weird ass videos.
It's what?
Yeah, it's more about the cornerbacks coach, man. Like the DB coach. He loves, and his pops loves that DB coach.
We're just gonna do that.
What's that?
Let's see what happens.
Josh, you can see us. You can hear.
CB says he feels worse. CB agrees with defensive back coach. All right, Christopher Santino says it's good. Do you think it's different for you, Joe? If it is LSU, what do you think?
Caps. Sorry.
LSU kind of coming out of nowhere.
I think regardless,
Yeah,
December is the day. You know what I mean? I feel regardless, December is the month that we're gonna really see what's going on, because I don't think LSU is gonna have that great of a season.
I think they're gonna have a very bad season.
We do what we do.
Let me go see if I can.
It's we literally have like.
I feel you, CB. I see what you're saying, CB. I see what you're saying.
I mean, is it connected?
But who knows what's going to happen at the end of the year? You know what I mean? Coach may be gone from LSU the end of the year.
Yeah,
if
LSU got money.
Year, Coach might bounce.
Facts. Hey man, y'all scan the QR code right there. Get your merch available. YouHeardPodcast.com/merch. You know what I'm saying? As we're waiting for the DJ Pickett commitment. This is the first time that a commitment actually lines up with us being on, so we figured we'd do it live. Jake from the U. Jake from the U says the U is where it's at. The boy better come. If you don't, we wait. Jake, you know what I mean? December is what matters, man. Jake Kelly fighting for his life. They don't produce people don't like losing. Like, they let a national championship coach go after 2 seasons. Because he was starting 2 national championship coaches. Actually, Les Miles and Ed Orgeron.
Hey, 54 seconds.
Yeah. And when people say the family ties to Miami, I agree. But DJ is not like Cannon. You know what I mean? No. Cannon Pickett loves Miami.
Yeah. That's Booker's son. Yeah.
Booker loved Miami. DJ really not fit. I mean, he wasn't a fan growing up. No. You know what I mean? So
let's see what happens. I mean, you got people watching live right now. 2,500 people watching them live. That's crazy. Yeah, each player is their own person, man. None of these young men are alike. You can't ever recruit them.
Hey, 8 seconds.
And can you knock the recent success of the LSU DBs? You know what I mean? You got Derek Stingley probably.
Welcome into the On3 Studios. We are live here in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome in. Right. Get seated, get comfortable, because we're here for another live commitment, and I am excited about what we got going on today. A 5-star prospect and a top 10 overall recruit from the state of Florida is going to be making his decision right here. But before we get into it, make sure you guys are locked in. Hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. All right, today's commitment. Who are we here for? It's DJ Pickett. Pickett's a 5-star plus prospect. What's that? That's when all 4 services rate a recruit is a consensus 5-star. So he's from Zephyr Hills, Florida, and Pickett goes 6'4", 180 pounds. He's got a ton of offers, but Pickett narrowed his list down to just 3. You see it. It's LSU, it's Miami, and Oregon. Now, after getting on the road, he took plenty of visits in the spring and summer, and Pickett is ready to make his decision. I'm excited about this one.
Like, share, subscribe. We here in the building.
On3's director of scouting and rankings here at On3, Charles Power, ranks Pickett as On3's #1 corner for a reason. He's an explosive 2-way athlete that projects as a defender on the next level. But don't be shocked if we see him get some reps on the offensive side of the ball as well. But on defense, he flies through the secondary, showing elite range. And as a deep safety, but he's also, he can come up and bump and run coverage in the corner as well. He is versatile in the secondary. Now, Charles Power predicts him as a high-end corner on the next level.
Charles Power ain't no real name, right?
Easy to see why DJ Pickett is so coveted.
Yeah, man.
put a social handles up here. Remember to give DJ Pickett a follow. His career is just about to take off. You see the social handles there. Hit follow.
Leave Newburgh alone, Jay. Leave
right.
Newburgh alone, man.
Go out to Zephyr Hills, Florida. DJ Pickett standing on. DJ, how are you feeling, man? It's your big day. What are your emotions like?
I'm feeling good. I mean, it's a dream come true, but I'm happy today is the day where I land where I'm going.
And the people can't see the hats, but they are in front of you. It's Oregon, it's Miami, and LSU. What was it about these three teams that made your final list?
I mean, all the schools that are on this table right now are good schools. They all make me feel comfortable. I see myself there, and they just have the resources that I like. So.
Oh damn! If we going by the hats,
DJ, you got your family there, you got friends. We're
you doing
the gymnasium. Say your thank yous and let us know where you're committing to college.
First off, I like to thank God, my family and friends, and all the coaches that helped me along the way. I also like to thank all the coaches that took out their time to text me and call me. And I mean,
I'm looking at Oregon's the hat in front of me, so I'm just thinking it's going to be Oregon.
With that being said, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my time to the University of Louisiana State University.
Wow, good job, Keith.
I'm glad he didn't pick Oregon. I'm glad he didn't pick Oregon. Fuck Oregon.
For real. Damn, son, they got unlimited NIL and they still couldn't close the deal. That's crazy.
Yeah, and again, you know what I mean? That's not important to everybody.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Can we talk about the uniforms for a second? Everybody getting mad. We need to be back to Nike. Who the fuck got better uniforms than Oregon? That hasn't won them shit and didn't mean nothing to this young man. We got to get over that. Winning is what matters, and he felt something. Maybe he felt a connection with the DB's coach at LSU.
It's definitely Corey Raymond. It's nobody else. Like CB said, Brian Kelly got no doubt, CB, but it ain't got shit to do with Brian Kelly at all.
No,
you know
nothing.
I mean, it's definitely Corey Raymond. Pickett, his pops is cool with Corey Raymond.
Yep,
he likes the development, and that's just what it is, man. And I feel like, if I'm keeping it a buck, man, I feel like I don't know why I have a feeling that Coach Cristobal is going to somehow bag Corey Raymond in some shape, form, or fashion. You know what I mean? Have him over, make him. I don't know.
That would be the next. That would be the next one to have to get right. Like if we're really going to close this shit down at every level. Tim says at least it wasn't Oregon. Yeah, that was the whole trend.
Put Charles King's. All right, we can't win without these players. So
did you mean we can't?
Let's say we don't get DJ Pickett, but we get Jabari, Ben Hanks.
Yep.
We get Jabari Antoine, Ben Hanks. We have Ewald. We have
Stubbs.
Amari. We have Stubbs. Are those not players? Like you think this one player gets us over the hump? I don't think so, man. I really don't think so.
Timothy Merritt. Don't forget Timothy Merritt.
Timothy Merritt. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because yeah.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nah. I'm just saying, I think, like, no doubt you want the number one player in the state of Florida. No doubt.
Yeah.
I'd be silly if I said, nah, he's not a difference maker. Obviously he is, but the DB class, and we've been talking about this for weeks, like, yes. I'm good with the DB class if Ben Hanks is here and Jabari's here. If we add them two, I'm good. I'm good.
Yep. Easily. I'm already kind of good. Look, I'm keeping it, and we talked about it before, like before we came on live. So this isn't just me talking shit. DJ Pickett is a problem, but after Hilton Drake, if we would have lost the Hilton Drake Stubbs to somebody else, I would have been looking at this one with a little bit more pressure. Picking up a Hilton Drake Stubbs, having an Ewald, you know what I'm saying? Having the possibility of a Hanks with Jabari, I think that commits tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
And make sure y'all follow Jabari Antoine regardless. Help him out, man. You know what I'm saying? He posted, you know what I'm saying, some stuff for the school. We our guy Joe right here dropped, you know what I'm saying, dropped something on behalf of the pod. Appreciate that, my brother. Y'all make sure, man, that if we get Jabari Antoine and you finish with Ben Hanks, like what you know what I'm saying? Like that's to me, that's the best CB class in the country.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's and if you had the chance to be like, yo, Bryce, what you doing, fam? You know this is let's be legendary. Let's be legends here. Because that shit's not close either.
Swap? Is this a swap? Like, is this a Jabari DJ swap? That's what it seems like.
That's what it seems like. That's what like, once they lost Jabari, like once LSU lost Jabari, they had to go all in to make the splash. Like they had to go on because LSU got money too. Let's not get it twisted. Right. I'm saying it's Louisiana State University. That means it's a state school.
Even though Louisiana's a very poor state, but
but they find so is Alabama, but they find a way to get Nick Saban like 15.
They find a way. Yeah,
they find a way. They can have people, they can have children starving in the street, but they're gonna give Nick Saban $15 million. Is Corey Raymond LSU alum? Somebody check that in the chat. I don't like being distracted while I'm chopping it up with y'all. Miami Flow Max asks who y'all pick for NCAA. We're in a big time tournament. We still got to figure out how they're breaking that down. Joey, who'd you pick for the tournament?
Max, we need some rules, man. We need some rules, man.
You need time.
I got UCLA, man.
Yeah, I got UCF. I got UCF in the tourney. Max, what's the limit per quarters? We're gonna do 2 different divisions and then like the top 4 teams going to the playoffs. How we doing this, man? Let me know. Obviously, we were talking in the chat. Let me see. We've lost the top corner in the state the past decade to the SEC. I think that's why people are pissed. It's happened again. We didn't lose anybody, Ant. We haven't lost anybody, fam. Like this. Joe, show him the shirt, please. Show him the shirt one more time. Show him the shirt. I feel like we need to get.
I don't understand what you're saying, man.
Fam, we've lost nobody. It's December. If we flip him in December, that's the goal. Look, again, Joe said it at the beginning. If you weren't in the chat, we had no. I think we might have had Artavius Jones commitment. That might have been the only one. You know what I'm saying? That might have been the only commit at that time. We finished with the best defensive line class in the country. Right now, we're looking already. We're 1 or 2 away from possibly having the best defensive back class in the country, not counting Pickett. Do you like? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Remember, we need bodies because right now, our biggest issue in the secondary is our depth. We might be bringing in 6, 7 corners. You know, some defensive backs. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I don't know.
Yeah, we can't talk about the fact that we lost because I'm not saying we lost anybody, but we lost Pickett without talking about the fact that we got Wallace, Stubbs, Ewald. You know what I mean? We can't negate that fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks. Are we really putting our eggs in that basket? Yes, fam. Ben X is a problem. What? Yes,
that basket has never been eggless.
Yeah, that basket always been. There's been a text, fam. Have you played college football 25? We've sent a DM, like, hey man, what's going on? Checked in on the family, scheduled him for a visit. That has always continued. That has never stopped. That has never ever stopped.
Yeah.
Also, look, if all the trends, look, we don't know how this shit works and the communications that they had, yada yada yada. But with this, with BK Kane, shout out to, I'm assuming BK is Brooklyn. Shout out to Brooklyn. I don't know if there's any other BK in this country. If there is, I apologize.
Shouldn't be.
There should be. There's only one, right? It's only one, really.
Right. BK.
With him being such, we don't know when he was committed to LSU. We don't know if it was a late decision, right? If he was up in the air and this is the decision, and they have a terrible defensive year because they didn't recruit. I don't think they did well last year. I don't know. I don't follow LSU. Couldn't tell you. But if they have a challenging year and Mario's not going to stop, like I get it. We don't like the slogans, marathon, not a sprint. Fam, but the race isn't over in June. It's over in December. And these are the guys you keep going after. Did any of y'all, when Justin Scott committed to Ohio State, did everybody just stop recruiting him? We didn't. We stopped tweeting at him, but did Mario stop? Nope. And Justin Scott called us, man. Like we gotta take a breath, yo. Yes, he committed right now. He dropped the graphic and he's committed to LSU. Big picture, Hayes Fawcett dropping for LSU. December, man. December. Let's see what's going on in the chat here. Scott is not from Florida. I don't know who that is. Bryce probably gonna lock us out with not feeling a priority. We don't know.
He's always a priority. Bryce has always been a priority too, man. There's more than one people who are priorities. Like you can prioritize. You know, come on, man. I don't know where we've been.
Break it down. Talk to him.
The recruiting has never been the problem. So like I don't get it. Like I understand what the winning part is the problem. The recruiting, no.
Yep.
Nah, man.
CB says DB1's already in our class. DB1's already in our class. Y'all know this is a single. Charles, I disagree, man. I gotta. Oh, you talking about Jeremiah from last year, the number one players in the country,
right?
Jeremiah from last year, yeah.
You can't do nothing. But Charles, like I said earlier, what do you do when you've done everything you can do? You can't tie him down and make him stay home. What do you do when you've done everything? You've done everything humanly possible, and he went to Heartline. Like he just watched. I think he just watched what 2 Ohio. He's probably seen 6 Ohio State receivers go in the first round in his life.
Yep. How do you argue that?
What do you do? Like, what do you do? What do you say to that?
Talk to him, Ralph. Who said Bryson isn't a priority? Look, I think a lot of us, and I'll include myself in this because I've just started getting into like the knowledge and information side of it, right? The conversations we have, the group chats that I'm a part of as the podcast is growing and growing and growing, which I appreciate very much. And yes, F Heartline, 100%, Charles, you're right. But we have to, look, it's not who we used to be. Like, we are not.
Just said it. This ain't 2001, fam.
Yeah, fam.
We can't just walk in living rooms and bag people. We can't do that no more.
We're not entitled to shit. Like, we can't just be like, oh, where's Miami? Fam, these kids don't know Miami winning. They don't know. They gotta see it. Like, I understand why you go to LSU and the SEC. I understand what you know what I'm saying. I understand those moves. Like that happens. But it's been a long time since we've been that, regardless of how we feel about it and how blinded we are when we get this commit or that commit. But this staff doesn't recruit based on our feelings, bro. Like once a kid drops a graphic somewhere else, like fuck him, I'm done with him. No, man, they keep working because they know they have to fight against what they've been and show and put faith in the staff that they're going to be there to develop them and trust them. That takes time because right now you don't have the wins and losses to lean on. Last year, I want to talk about the Josh Pate shit in a minute too, the thing that I sent you the other day. Last year was a weird fucking year, bro, because you go back and watch those games without the emotion of the moment when you're watching those games. It's a very different team than what you remember being, bro. Like, that team was a lot better than you think. And now you have a different, like, we gotta stop thinking that this is the Manny Diaz teams and the fucking Al Golden teams and so on, fill-in coach here and there. Like, that team isn't this anymore, man. Like, this is the school's actually believing in the program. The steps are being made. Buildings are being built. You know what I mean? Like, fucking Mark Richt had to put up $3 million of his own money to get the indoor facility. Mario had to come out of pocket for shit. The money's like, we were embarrassed. This is no longer, like, those things have to start filtering in through just the trauma of we're losing everybody. Best offensive line in the country, year 1. Best defensive line in the country, year 2, with monsters at linebacker. In the conversation in every room that you don't think we're in now. This is big boy game hunting, man. This shit is not for the weak. I can't stand recruiting on College Football 25. I can't imagine doing that shit for real.
Fam, you can't undo 20 plus years in 2. Can't undo that shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna take a minute, man. Anthony, I agree. Ben Hanks is underrated because he gets overshadowed by DJ. I agree. I really don't think Ben Hanks is underrated. I think he may not get talked about as much because obviously DJ or whatever, but I think people know about Ben Hanks. Ben Hanks is nice. Ben Hanks is a problem. Charles King, listen, man, I get the Florida thing, right? But so is Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain from Florida too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Drake
Stubbs from Florida too.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Ewald from Florida too.
Yep.
JoJo Trader from Florida too.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like
Ray from Florida.
Ray from Florida, yeah, man. There's you know, Wes Bassint from Florida. Mark Fletcher from Florida.
I'm gonna put you. Let's remember Arthur Brown, #1 player in the country.
Oh gosh,
remember that?
He's from Wichita, Kansas. I seen him play in high school because I was out
there. Him and his brother. I remember that shit.
Bryce,
#1 player in the country. How many championships he bring us? Who would he come with? Because we got.
But I think Charles is talking about the Florida thing. Like
the
you
one guy.
Keep your Florida people home, and that's no doubt, Charles. We know that. Right. But what happens when they want to leave? Like some cats want to leave home.
Yep.
Like when I was in New York, I love New York to the death, but I don't want to fucking live there, son. I don't. I was ready to bounce.
Facts.
Like, you know, some people just want to leave.
But not family ties, Charles says, family ties help with Booker, but not DJ. It's not the same. Like that's the uncle, not a dad, bro. You know what I mean? Like
facts. That's his cousin, man.
Yeah, it's not the same. Like, just what? Like, are you and your cousin both Canes fans? You know what I mean? Like, do you and your cousin have the same likes and dislikes?
So my cousin who grew up in my house, he came to live with me when he was about 7. He's a Florida Gator fan, hard body Florida Gator fan.
That's so crazy.
I'm so disappointed in him, but that's what he is, man. You know what I mean?
He younger cousin?
His favorite player was Fred Taylor.
That's a problem. Fred Taylor one of like my favorite people. Yo, shout out to the Pivot Podcast. I love Fred Taylor. One of the coolest.
What you gonna do?
It just you can't because one happens, the other one's gonna happen. That's not the way it works. And again, Charles, I think you follow on us on next too, fam. It's not over yet. We got distract yourself with college football 25. The season's 8 weeks away, 6-7 weeks away. You know what I mean? We got the season. We go 10-2. We're still driving up to Tampa, taking the PJ because I think it's like a 38-minute flight, taking the PJ to see them play because it's a farther flight from LSU. We're there all the time, showing presence. The work doesn't stop, bro. Like this is not the recruitment that we used to seeing, man. Like this is different. And remember, you could bring analysts with you. You know what I mean? Like you could bring more people, and the people he makes it.
That's not true, Winston. But go ahead.
No. Yeah, it's a process, man. It takes a lot longer. Look, LSU. Oh, that Patrick Peterson one hurt though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Oh, Patrick Peterson. I think it was Patrick Peterson. I was like, that's the one I wanted. But I think
what year was Patrick Peterson?
09?
09.
I'm just going off the top. I'm going off the top of my head. I might be completely wrong. Mario's a national recruiter. Costeño Orange and Green says Mario wins 10 games this season. We'll have a top 3 class 100%. Tomorrow, I think Jabari commits tomorrow, right? Like, look at how the roller coaster. I think it's the 18th. Y'all let me know in the chat. Is it tomorrow? Charles King, fam, are you playing college football? Because you playing on freshmen? It must be tough, son. Jeremiah never flipped. DJ won't either. It's over. Okay. All right, Charles.
Hey man, that's how some people think, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Some people are just the PTSD gets to be too much for them, and I get it. Look, I had to be talked out the ledge a bunch of times, and I was, what I'm saying, I feel that way. So it's the 20th. Doros is the 20th because was that Saturday?
Jabari's the 20th?
No, I thought it was thought it was 18th or 19th.
It ain't the 20th, is it?
Yeah, see, he's going through it right now. Hey, if y'all can hear me and you're around Charles King, check on him, man. He's not doing well.
Charles is not okay, Charles.
Y'all check on Charles. Speaking of not doing well, thank you, Charles, for that.
Oh, he's saying 4 days, so it is. Yeah, it's Saturday, right? 4 days. He said that yesterday. Yeah, that's Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. That takes us out of the 10 days of Carter's.
Nah, 10 days would have been the 20th or the 21st, something like that.
Something like that. Jarquez Carter's tomorrow. Yeah.
We ain't getting him either. We ain't getting him either, guys.
Be prepared for that, Charles. Charles is not in charge. Speaking of not doing well, Josh Pate was on the McLean. What's up?
Go ahead. Let me get Ant's last two comments.
All right, let's pull that up.
This is where I can't stand our fan base sometimes when it comes to recruiting. They're upset when we lose talents to a winning program like Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, and lose the beast to no doubt. And I don't think it's something to get upset about. And people are frustrated, you know what I mean? And some people don't look at the big picture. Like, I will never say one person is like a determining factor for me on a football team. Basketball, yeah, you lose one person. Yeah, you lose, one person can make or break a basketball team.
Like
football, one person at quarterback, yes. Can hurt. At DB, if we lose a DJ Pickett, but we get DJ Pickett's the #1 player in Florida, he's a 5-star. What if we get the number 2 player, the number 8 player, the number 10 player, and the number 13 player? I'm cool with that. That works out for me. We have to look at that. DJ Pickett can't play all the DB positions at one time. You know what I mean? So, some people just look at that. He had one more real quick. Who has had a track record of developing elite talent? Right. Facts. That's facts. And like, you can't, it's just like the receiver position. Like, now, if DJ Pickett was an old lineman and we lost him to LSU, then we gotta be like, damn, that's something.
What you doing?
But he DB.
Yeah, he DB. Yeah. All right. Speaking of not doing well, right? Back to his original comment there. Josh Pate was on the McLean podcast breaking down his last trip to Miami, right? He had a conversation with Mario and the staff, and he's not to bring this up, but he pointed out what we've said multiple times about last year's team. What he said was like, and I'm not gonna play it because I don't want to get knocked down again. But what he said is like they ran scripted plays, the same ones that they ran last year.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ran the same plays last year, and the way Cam processed it, as opposed to Tyler, was totally different. Right? Like night and day. He's like, I'm not gonna get too specific. You know what I'm saying? Wish Tyler the best at Wisconsin. Yada yada yada. Hoopity hoopla. But because he showed him the all 22 and showed him the side by side, that just the processing alone with the same plays were same plays. So you go and he goes, look, Miami's problem last year was a turnover problem. It is what it was, right? So it's like, do we stop drinking? Do we have to make sure we don't drink the Kool-Aid? Because when Josh Pate, a national guy, right? Like Josh Pate is the dude for this shit, right? Like if we keep it a buck, he's the standard of this content creation shit. If he goes, the team's gonna be different because you because you could see it, right? He saw something that none of us will ever see, right? He saw the side by sides, he saw all the footage because Mario has cameras everywhere, even in the walkthrough we were at. I wish I could see that shit. Like, let me see what the fuck was he staring at. Like, how do you not see the linebacker right there? But anyways, I digress. Is this team? Can we start really as a fan base start all the bad shit behind and processing it and be like, all right, this is what it's going to be this year because of Cam. And what difference if they're running the same plays, what do you think? Look, put yourself in the room. Obviously, just, you know what I'm saying? What do you think he could have seen that was so vastly different? Because you do like to create your own playbook on College Football 25.
Yeah, for me, man, I don't really like the Pates and all that. Listen, I love what they do. You know what I mean? I love what they do. I love how they talk, but I trust my own eyes. And like I've been playing football since I was 5. I know a lot about football. I know a lot about this game. And we can see, like, it really doesn't take someone who knows a lot about the game to see what the issue was last year. It really doesn't, fam. It was plain. It was plain and simple. You can see. So if you get, and it's not specific to our situation. If you get good quarterback play, you're gonna be better. Regardless. I don't care where you go. You get good quarterback play, you're gonna be better. The O-line, we know what was done in the trenches already. We know the trenches are taken care of. Both sides, both trenches. And that's what travels, man. That's what's going to help us in these tough environments on the road in Gainesville when we got to go 3,000 miles to Cal.
Yep. That is going to be a tough environment because of the travel.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Friday night when you know Virginia Tech comes in and we may be tired on a short week. The trenches is what saves you, man. You know what I mean? So along with the quarterback, he's probably, I mean, I'm sure he saw the difference. I'm sure, but again, that's practice.
Yep.
Ain't no cats ain't trying to rip your head off. Cats ain't trying to rip your head off. It's different. It's different in the game. You know what I mean? It's cool that everybody thinks Miami's going to be good, but we got to see that shit.
You got to see it. You got to see it. And says, I trust what you guys say about football because you grew up playing it more than I have consistently. I grew up playing soccer and baseball. You know what? Sometimes I wish it was promotion relegation for some of this shit, but probably Miami in the last 20 years would have got relegated for some of them terrible last seasons. So I know what I'm looking at when it comes to the great talent in those sports because growing up playing those sports. Yeah. And like sometimes, look, I grew up playing football to a certain point, and then my moms didn't want me playing anymore, and then just never played because then I didn't give a fuck about anything throughout my teenage years. But when you could just tell good play versus bad play. You don't have to like break it down to be like, oh, this receiver or this tight end. You don't have to do it to that level. Be like, I'll give you an example. Chad Henne for the Miami Dolphins, right? I could tell what staring down a receiver looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to have it to that level. And you learn. Like I watch people break it down. Like I used to watch Wholesome break down film. Like I watch Steve-O break down film now. Like you learn from different ways. There's teachers on here that can really show you some shit. Let's see. That says, Joe, I understand Mario, but I'm not trusting Tyler. But I think he was way too conservative, even without trusting Tyler. I mean, you couldn't trust him because he turned the ball over too much. Like you had to, like look. Now we're not this. You know what? This year we're going to find out if it's him, his hand in the cookie jar, or if he's going to let him cook. This year we're going to find out.
That's different. That's different philosophies, man. I believe in putting people in the fire. You know what I mean? So if Emory's going to be the quarterback, Emory's getting the full playbook from me. You know what I mean? Emory's getting the full playbook. Like, let's get it. You've been the number 2 all year. So you should know what's going on. You're a smart kid. You process. Let's get it. We just gonna have to go. You know what I mean?
I gotta talk to him. He's thinking about transferring my college football, so I gotta settle that down.
I'm not Coach Cristobal, man. Coach Cristobal gets paid millions to do this, and so does the staff. They get a lot of money. So I sit back and we'll beef a little bit and be like, "What the fuck is going on?" But
you'll see our reactions because we don't couch our words. We don't we don't try to be nice about our words. What you see on Sundays right after every game is going to be real every single time. But yeah, man, it's the process of recruiting and seeing what the season is. I think Sunday we're breaking down Cal, which has a monster running back in Jaden Ott. You know what I mean? And that, Joe, I hadn't even thought about the travel, man. Like, if that's a noon game, yo, like if that fucks around as a noon game, that's a 9 a.m. That's a 9 a.m. game. You know what I'm saying? Like
they don't do that though. I don't think it won't be earlier than 3
times. It might. I mean, you never
3
know.
Eastern. I'm saying 3 Eastern. So
3 Eastern.
Noon,
yeah,
it'll
noon
be
to
noon
them.
Yeah.
So, but that's a hell of a travel. Like, whoever just travels to the West is gonna have to like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Make sure your jet lag is right, because that time difference is gonna be a problem.
You got to get there a few days in advance, man.
Yeah. Well, how do their classes work? Like, classes. Fuck out of here. They don't care about that shit anymore. Classes don't matter. Joe, I'm making up excuses.
The next one. Oh, my bad.
I get an excuse when I say having a multiple coordinators stuff like this mindset, because I don't know what the play was going to be day to day. Maybe. Next one. Joe, what are your thoughts about following both Clemson and Florida State into the Big 12? Because apparently that's where the reports are showing that they're going, not the SEC or Big 10.
Yeah, I think Anthem, the reports are bullshit. You know what I mean? Bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah, man, because commissioners and conferences can't reach out until people are officially out of the conference. You know what I mean? They open themselves up to legal repercussions if they reach out prior to them leaving the conference. So they're not gonna say, yeah, man, we want Florida State. Come on through. Come on over. We got you.
I do like that they took shots though. Regardless, like I know they can't say it, but for them to be like, yeah, they were kind of whiny bitches. I like that Greg Sankey said that. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know Greg Sankey gonna say that shit. Greg Sankey don't give a fuck.
Greg's not gonna give a fuck.
Nothing about that.
Fuck them.
The SEC, son.
Fuck them coward ass.
Yeah.
What he said was like, yo, Georgia was a top 4 team in the country and won their bowl game by 60. You didn't hear him crying. Like, damn, Greg Sankey.
I think the Big Ten would benefit more because of the Florida footprint, obviously, and just basically the Southeast footprint. You know, Big Ten doesn't have a footprint down here in the Carolinas. You know what I mean? So I think they would definitely benefit more.
Yeah, Big Ten is the only one that doesn't have the Southeast really. I think the Big Ten would be good to have. I'll say like North, like if we keep it North Carolina, Clemson, Virginia, Florida State, Miami.
I heard, and if somebody knows, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm correct. If you take North Carolina, you have to take North Carolina State. I think that's like
the package deal.
Yeah. So, you know,
and Duke can go do whatever it wants. Who gives a fuck? I don't think they're packaged into it. So Duke can go do independent, or Duke should probably go to like the Big 12 or the AAC or some shit. I don't even know.
If Florida State doesn't have that AA, what is it? The AAU designation. They don't have that. You know what I mean? So Big Ten don't like that shit.
Yeah, they got to get that. But they just can't. The Big Ten, the SEC, nobody can be openly recruiting other programs, regardless. You know what I mean? So it's just it is a bullshit report. But I did enjoy watching a couple other Seminoles things crying. I can't believe they said this. Oh, but they said this too about Oregon and all this shit. They're so sensitive, fam. Like they know if we know it doesn't matter, they should know it doesn't matter, and then don't hibbity hoopla and cry about it, man.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think they were already grandfathered in.
Right. They had it at the time, Jay.
Yeah.
They just lost it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I still don't think it may not be a requirement though, saying I agree.
They might have changed it.
Yeah, they might have changed it, but they would like for people to have that joint.
Let's see what Ant says. For me, if we get Bryce is Jordan Hudson, that makes up for not getting DJ. I'm okay with getting Ben and Chris at corner. Yeah, fam, like, and no, again, Timothy Merritt is not to be slept on. Please watch the tape. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a young man to be slept on at all. And remember, we still have Dylan Day, we still have Mac, young man. There's still corners on this roster that are young, and the room is going to continue to grow. And Mario's going to out recruit that next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and you know what I mean. And players that we didn't think would hit the portal will hit the portal. Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So listen, we have, and just think about it, everybody, man. Like, do your homework. Go watch Ben Hanks. Go watch Jabari Antoine. Go watch Matt Merritt. You know what I mean? Go watch
Merritt.
Chris Ewald.
Timothy Merritt. Matt Merritt's the running coach.
Matt Merritt's the coach. Timothy Merritt. I'm bad. Go watch Chris Ewald. You know, go watch Amari Wallace, because I think that's our nickel. I think that's our starting nickel. When he gets on campus, I think that's our starting nickel.
Right away.
So just go watch, man. And then, you know, I understand the big names is what we want. And DJ Pickett is a problem. DJ Pickett is nice.
Not dismissing that at all.
Yeah, not dismissing that at all. But listen, man, you know, December, man, you see it. Come on, man.
Yeah, right there. Scan for merch right there. Right there. And we also put it in the description of all our shows. You know what I'm saying? YouHeardPodcast.com/merch. Listen, it's about building the entire room. DJ Pickett, it's not over. December is when it matters, man. That's it. That's it, bro. Let's get one last who's comment. Yes, Stick, we saw. We live reacted to it. Appreciate it, brother. But like we've been saying, Stick, it's not over, man. December is when it counts. The tape I've seen of Chris, I see a lot of Jason Marshall. Ooh.
That's a hefty comparison, man.
That's a hefty comparison there, ain't? Yeah, keep watching it though, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, man. And just till then, man, you got college football 25. You know what I'm saying? And it's just we get to enjoy that time now because it's back. And what are we, Joe? 6 weeks away from kickoff almost. And was it? Damn, we didn't even get to talk about this before we bounce up out of here. I do not like that Canes Fest is on a Sunday. I will sadly not be able to make it. It's on a Sunday. I will not be in the building because I got work the next day. And it's just not a good time for me. So yeah, maybe. That's true. 50%.
Yo, before we bounce up out, man, I want to if any of you guys know of any hearing impaired people who would like to, you know, join us and be a part of the show, man. My brother has a interpreting company called Be Heard Communications, and
just completely accidental, by the way. Just you heard him be heard. We had no relation.
Facts.
That's yeah.
Facts. And he is willing to do an hour, you know, maybe once, twice a week, you know, for anybody who wants to catch the show. He's an interpreter, man, and he's nice with the ASL. So, you know, if you know anybody, let them know, reach out to us, hit us on Twitter, you know, DM us, and let us know. I'm gonna post about it and, you know, see if we can get, and if we get enough people, he'll hop on and knock out an hour for us, man. So
yeah, if you have any family, friends that are hearing impaired, that are Canes fans and want to learn more about Canes, don't ever think that they should be out the loop, man. We're definitely trying to do something for y'all. Joe, that's amazing that your brother has that company, and any advertisement, any work we could do for him, man, we will do. But yeah, man, so just let us know. Hit us in the DM. You could also email us at youheardpodcast@gmail.com. You know what I mean? Or you can reach out to us through the website at youheardpodcast.com. There's a link in there to send us a message. Yeah, man, we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much again. Hold on. And always goes, yo, don't leave it on for my last comment. People don't realize that recruiting is a marathon, not a sprint. There's no need to panic because he committed to you doesn't mean Mario giving up on flipping to Miami. He hasn't stopped and he won't stop. Mario doesn't recruit for a graphic, man. He recruits for a signature and to develop him. That's the way he works. He's always worked like that. It's not just a Dennis Smith tweet. You know what I mean? It's how he works.
No doubt.
Daryl Drake first says that's awesome. My cousin is deaf, but he's a no. Yeah, that's fine. Bring him on, Daryl. Bring him on. You know what I mean?
Bring him on, man.
Yeah,
he might switch because we're offering this service, man.
Yeah, because they don't offer that, man. I'm saying we're trying to build the 10 out. I appreciate y'all so much. There will be no end cap because I forgot to load it up. So appreciate y'all, man. It's all about them Canes. Let's go. No touchscreen. Bam. Appreciate y'all, man.